Good to see you tonight. Just hanging out. Did a little bit today as far as trying to do some more cleanup in the bee yard, get some old rotten stuff piled up to where I can set it afire, that kind of thing. Started scraping down some wax moth damage frames because I left boxes out in the middle of the bee yard. But, it is what it is. Hey, good to see you. Mike, Randy, Grayson, good to see everybody. 12, please smash that thumbs up button when you come in. I do appreciate it. It helps out in the grand scheme of YouTube-ness. Let's see. Collector Rick, stack silver, gold, and honey. That's it. Stack it. But at any rate, not much happened. It's rained for the last, I don't know, 5-6 days probably. And then today was the first day that it was sunny, but it was cold. So not really much bee action going on. Did see one colony later in the afternoon that had little bit of bees on the front landing board of the Lyson nuke. Everybody else was pretty much just staying up in the house, not really doing much. So hopefully you guys are doing good and everything is in a good way for you guys. Hey, good to see you, Dot House. I need to learn everybody's name again because now it just says at this or at that. It doesn't even say person's name anymore. So hey, Pastor Larry, Miss Jan. Happy birthday, Miss Jan. So we just been just doing the deal, man, trying to make it through Christmas. Hopefully some companies start hiring again after the first of the year, and we can make it go. My wife's at work right now, and I'm just here by myself, chilling out. I was with Brad a little while ago on a stream. He's been working in his honey house a little bit, messing around, and just trying to get everything in order for the spring. I've been watching some videos as far as I like to watch videos this time of year for things I'm going to do in the spring, just as a refresher. To see how people are doing some things out there. Some of them are not even new videos. They're older videos that I'll go back and watch to refresh and maybe get an idea of how I want to attack things in the spring. I would like to be aggressive on splitting in the spring to get my colony numbers up, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. My biggest thing is getting queens to return mated. So that sometimes does have an issue for me. And just saw you down there. Look who we got.
Hey,
we got the artist formerly known as Popcorn Charlie. Now it's Sawmill Charlie. It's cold up there where you're at?
it is cold. It's 28 degrees right now.
It's 39 here right now. Well, it'll probably update if I clicked it. Let's see if
Hey, Randy.
It's saying 30, 34.
I think it was like 31 or 32 today.
Now it's going to be nice and sunny by the weather forecast that I'm looking at right now the rest of the week. But we're talking like highs in the low to mid 50s until Friday and Saturday. Then it's going to be in like low 60s, right? So
that's for here.
But I've been working.
It was 29 today, and it might get up to 40 tomorrow, and then the rest of the week is 35, maybe 40 on Saturday. That's
we got somebody that nobody here's ever met on tonight. You ready? Oh, I was live. Hey, it looks snowy up there, Brad.
Picture's a little weird. Yeah, I took that picture today just so I could have it for the chat tonight. Show you what's going on. We're getting a bit of snow here. That's the home yard, the outdoor bees.
So that's kind of like the experimental yard at the moment. Trying to see if you can get them through with the new lids and everything.
Yeah, that's the new lids. I used quilt boxes last year. Hi, Charlie. Didn't say hi to you. And so insulated covers. And the big change, though, this year is singles. There are people around this area that do singles outdoors, but certainly most small beekeepers use doubles. Doubles are just more forgiving all year round, right? So I think singles, I'm looking toward finding a warm day in February when I can check feed stores and possibly add a feed shim and some fondant if they need it.
But now this year you had ventilated quilt boxes last year, but now you've insulated those boxes with
it's not a screen insulated or ventilated thing this year. It's just a plywood cover with insulation above it. Right.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, it's got insulation at the top. Is it styrofoam insulation or something else?
Yeah, it's 3 inches of polystyrene.
Well, you know, that hive, that the one that I've been worried about the most was the one that I cut out on Labor Day to see if I could get them to make their home and then, you know, store up enough to make it to through winter. Well, when I was out there, it was sunny and it was a little bit later in the day, but, you know, I saw bees on one landing board. So I'm like, it's not that cold for them. And I cracked the top just to peek in. And, you know, I expected to see bees up at the top. And I pulled that inner cover off. And there was honey up there that they had stored, but only like a few bees. So, of course, then I got to look down in between the frames to see what's going on, and ended up eventually just cracking the two boxes and peeking in between them. But yeah, they're in there. They're clustered up and hanging. So they have not died, and they still have room to move up in stores up there. So I'm feeling pretty good about that colony right now.
Howdy ho, neighbor.
Right. DC said, "Be right back. The email says my bottling tank is here." Awesome.
Sit down.
I've been, you know, I find myself this time of year always in a unique, well, it wouldn't, I guess it's not unique if it happens every year at this time, right? Maybe it's just unique to me every year at this time. You know, I start watching videos and stuff to prep for spring, because spring for us is literally a month and a half away, right? Right around February. It's December. Month and a half away. That'll be end of January, right? End of January, we'll be getting ready. Things will be warming up. So yeah, I know Charlie gave me that look like, really? Yeah, month and a half. And I watched a video today of somebody that is actually right across town from me, another YouTuber, has about as many viewers as I do, right? So it's and he's been beekeeping a long time, and he moved from Vermont down, and he's saying around the middle of February and March, he's got to have his bees split and ready, because April the honey flow comes, and by May, end of May, it's almost done, right? So
what's his channel?
His name's Ray Hewitt, and it might be Honey Top Bees, but at any rate, I stumbled across him, and and I was watching that, and it just got me thinking about it. So I went out there and started trying to clean up and do a little bit of inventory. Okay, I've got 2 pallets of deeps, right? My problem is some of those frames, because of the way that those boxes have been stored outside, are no longer good frames, right? And every year I find myself in the same spot where I'm scratching wax off to have to redo it and get ready, which is pretty normal. Every beekeeper here says, I'm re-waxing frames and stuff like that. But once they get rotted, then you look at having to buy new ones, right? And that's kind of where my dilemma therein lies, having to buy new equipment at this point. Hopefully I've got enough that I can just, rob for Peter to pay Paul type of thing this year and get it back up and going. But if I start doing a bunch of splits, all of a sudden those frames are going to run out pretty quick, And Charlie, I was looking, you used to be able to buy 100 frames from Man Lake for like $90, and it was like $89.95 if I'm remembering correctly, and now they're like $185 for 100 frames. So it's like $100 more over the last 6 years. So, yeah, I guess those. I don't know if it's Chinese tariffs that are getting their frames from China and it's boosting the price up, or what's going on. But
it's everything's going up.
Even the plastic frames, right?
Everything's going up.
Well, I mean, everything across the board. I mean, your whole life is, skyrocketing.
Everything's going up except my net income.
Yeah.
Right. Which kind of leads me down the road that this year I'm going to have to raise my prices. And, there's lots of things I want to do that I just can't do right now. Even I had talked about getting packages. I can't see that as even being an option to buy some packages. So it's going to be old Bob and the grafting tool this year, I think. And
It's certainly the most economical way to make queens, or to procure queens.
Yeah, if I can get them back mated is the whole.
That's what I did last year. I was going to buy a bunch, and then I was looking at the bank account and I was looking at the price and thought, no. So that's why I actually put a lot of effort toward, and when I say effort, I mean a lot of resource toward my cell builder, because obviously it takes a lot of resource,
Right.
and so just putting together my cell builder used up a lot of resources, my apiary. So maybe in the long run, it would have been cheaper to even buy cells than to take that much away from my honey production.
I thought about that would be the quickest fix, taking $100 and buying 20 cells and making 20 2 frame, take 2 frames of brood and a queen cell and let them go. That would be probably the simplest option at first. But you don't want to throw good money after bad either, right? When it comes to that. And I've always been struggling, and I know you can't tell by my gadget to bee ratio, as far as the economics of beekeeping, as far as, and we've talked about this many times, that, hey, when you got 150 hives and you just change your queen, or just change your entrance reducer, right? Now you're buying 150 entrance reducers to change it up on everything, right?
That's where you get your table saw out and you make your entrance.
Well, right. I mean, it's just an example, right?
Point taken. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime you're going to buy something,
Now
even
you're
treatment.
Making splits. Why don't you just make a walk-away split in the springtime?
Well, yeah, and that's great if I can get the queens back, right?
Well, it's not the best way of doing it, but it's the cheapest way.
It is the absolute cheapest way, right? But
it's more successful in the spring than it is any other time.
Right. And the video that I was watching he was talking about the Demaray, which is what actually got me to watch it. And he started talking about things you can do that will make your demo ray fail, right? And I watched several videos. A couple of them were taking nukes, basically doing 2 nukes side by side instead of 3 nukes side by side, and then stacking a honey super on top of it. Stuff like that. Just killing some time with that. But
who were you watching on the Demery?
that was at Ray Hewitt, and he's originally from Vermont, and he relocated down here to the heat. And, he was talking about our summer dearth and stuff like that. So it was interesting for me because he is a local guy, right? I mean, he's a little bit away from me, probably 45 minutes, but, around the same area. And
is he the guy that's got he was what they call homesteading and all that kind of stuff, and then he got into the bees, and that's where he kind of found his path?
I don't know that much about him, to be honest with you. Just from the videos that I watch. Spray foam is cheaper than buying reducers, right?
Spray foam.
Just FOMO fill it. I mean, absolutely. It's so every year. That's I think my biggest struggle is it's not about what I want to do with the bees. It's about what can I afford to do, and what can I afford to do 50 times, right? That's kind of what it boils down to. So yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't have as long as, like, obviously you do, Brad, or even you, Charlie. Charlie, you're about April, May before your bees get really going, right?
I would say 1st of April.
1st of April.
Yeah, you're looking at frames. I'm thinking, what are you doing? But it's just very different timing, right?
Yeah,
I'll start looking at that kind of thing in March.
So everything has a good side and a bad side, right? Like you said, you don't like plastic frames. Charlie uses exclusively plastic frames. I've got a mix.
See, it would be really beneficial if Charlie lived near me, because anytime a plastic frame came out of one of my hives, I'd give it to him.
Well, and that's kind of where I'm at.
Those things.
Because I like wood frames. However, the termites like them too, right? And so they will really quick destroy frames here. They won't do that with plastic. Now, plastic has other issues, right? It warps and bows and craziness around here if I leave it sitting out. Now, if I was smart, which I don't always claim to be smart, I am smart. I just don't always do smart things. Like, I've got tons of boxes. Why wouldn't I leave an empty box where if I get a frame out of a colony, I just throw it in the empty box and then it's straight up and down. I don't have to worry about bowing and warping and everything. But, I went out today and literally, Charlie, there was plastic foundation that was bent. We see the sagging and stuff like that, but I mean, it was literally waved and bent over on a corner where there's no way it would even go into a frame. I just had to pop it out and chuck it out, right?
Do you have any idea what the source of that foundation was? What kind of foundation was that?
Most of my foundation, the black foundation, was Acorn that I bought in the past. But when it's 115 outside and you leave it on its side,
well, you can't leave plastic foundation in the sun.
Yeah, not
black plastic foundation. You can't leave in the sun, even here in the summer. Well, like when I'm working hives, if I pull a frame, especially if it's a newly drawn frame, so it's got nice white wax, and then I've got black foundation, and if I want to take that out, if I want to set it by a hive, I have to make sure I go find the shady side, because 5 minutes it'll start to melt the wax off it. I have that modest sun.
If I bring a case of it out there and I better keep it out of the sun and keep it closed. Because it'll make that wax melt right off there now.
That's right.
What I do sometimes, if I have a waxed foundation or frame that's in a colony that they're not working on, for whatever reason, sometimes I'll pull that frame out and set it on the hive next to me for 4 or 5 minutes while I'm working the rest of the frames, just so it basically liquefies that wax a little bit, and then I'll give it right back to them. And sometimes that works, but it's just one of those things that, unless you're independently wealthy, which I don't know any. I mean, I'm sure there are. I don't know everybody's financial situations. I know mine personally, and it seems like every year it's getting harder and harder for me to replace the stuff that I have to replace just to get back to beekeeping. Now, I would say that thank goodness, I hate to say it this way, thank goodness for my winter losses last year, because that really freed up a lot of equipment and frames, right? And stuff like that. So I didn't have to go out and buy any.
Dude, I talk about that on my channel all the time. Right? It's resources.
Right.
Right? Even a dead hive has resources, because nothing else, there's drawn comb in there. Maybe there's some feed frames you can use in there. So it's you're never 100% loss. If that colony, I don't have very good success wintering swarms. If I catch a swarm and they sit in the apiary all summer, they generally don't make the winter. Maybe it's my fault or what, but I don't know. So I've taken to capture a swarm, get them to draw a bunch of foundation for me, and make a bit of honey. That's all they're going to do, right?
Right.
But sometimes that's okay, because I don't really expect them to winter. So at least I get that out of them. So it's never a total loss.
DC just got his bottling tank.
Yay.
Congrats on the new equipment.
Very nice. You're going to enjoy that.
It should make your life a bit easier. Did you get the one drip valve?
I think most of them have that, don't they?
I don't know. They've got they were, I don't know all of Hilco stuff, but I know at one time he was making his own, right? The black lever or something.
I don't know. They had about 3 or 4 of those valves from Hilco. As far as wasn't Keith and different ones they were talking about? I don't know what it was, this chat or what, where Keith has a couple 1,000 pounds of honey, but don't even have a bottling tank. And, because his honey doesn't crystallize and stuff like that. Me, I love mine.
Well, I don't own a bottling tank.
Oh, you bought it from Bill at Shenandoah? So you got the, what's he call it? The Shamrock?
That's what brand he's got now.
Yeah, I saw those at the show in Virginia from Southeast Bee Supply, where he's getting them. Sometimes cheaper's not better. I've learned that one the hard way too.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
There's definitely.
Well, Keith, I mean, I did the 5-gallon bucket thing for years, but up here in the wintertime, the honey gets thick, can hardly get it to pour.
Well, now with that being said, I also know Keith, when he harvests his honey, he sells it really quick at markets and stuff, like get rid of it quick. And so he probably doesn't have to store it for a long period of time. I don't know that for sure, but I know last year he sold it pretty quick, it seemed. But yeah,
mine will crystallize. It'll get to the point like it's.
I like my gated pail, but I don't use it for bottling honey.
It's like apple. It's like applesauce.
I use it. Well, I do use it to bottle creamed honey because it's easier to do it when I'm flavoring it, right? Well, I didn't see the piece of equipment that that DC bought now. I only saw the extractors. And to me, it was like kind of like a bigger Vevor, is what it seemed like, as far as like the stainless. I don't know about the motors and all that. I didn't, because I was working a table. I couldn't just go evaluate everything at the show. But it was, you know, the metal seemed kind of thin to me. Now, do I know for sure what it is or where it was made or anything like that? Not at all. But it, you know, if it works, it works. My first.
Eddie wants to know any reason for PVC shouldn't be used for hive lids. Are we talking about smart? What's that called, Bob? Smart?
The Be Smart? I don't know. There's definitely different grades of plastic. And probably PVC too. Well, I know there is, because they make water plumbing pipes and all that, right? So you got the Vevor autofill. I've got an autofill. I don't think it didn't come from Vevor. I didn't buy it from Vevor. They may have bought it from Vevor, but I don't know. Brad's got a Vevor. He's not that impressed with it.
Good old Vevor. I've had mixed
reviews,
mixed results with buying from Vevor. I've only purchased 2 things from Vevor, and it was mostly the customer service that spoiled me on the company. The little 2-frame electric extractor I got from Vevor, that's a neat little extractor, you know, and they have 4 frames and 6 frames or something like that.
He's got
too.
PVC 4x8 sheets, the way I understand it.
So
the only problem I can think about that is if you don't ventilate it, it's going to definitely sweat.
That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, but the little extractor, it does. They do all right. I mean, it obviously for someone
right. So,
I mean, it's all about your scale, right? It would not work well in your operation, but it might work well in somebody's smaller operation.
I got it just so that I could give it to the association for a loaner. There's been quite a few beekeepers have used it, you know, a handful. But I need more noise about the fact that it's available.
So my first one, I don't think it was Vevor, but it was definitely a Chinese one that I got off of like Amazon or eBay or somewhere. I don't know. But the thing was that I could only do like 4 or 6 frames at a time, right? It was nothing big, but it was the problem that I had with it was that because I was doing it in my kitchen, I had a bunch of boxes of honey in my kitchen, but I could only extract 6. So I always had wet frames coming out, and it just didn't work well. Hey, Ian, good to see you.
Hey, boss. The only the only real negative thing that I had to say about that little extractor is it's got the standard legs on it. It's just kind of a formed piece of stainless that runs down. There's 3 legs, and those legs were, they're cut. No, they're fine, but the way the metal is cut and then they're bent around, the edges of those were so sharp they were like razor blades. I had to take sandpaper and sand all of those edges because I took this extractor out of the box and I put it all together and I moved it around and all kinds of stuff. And I realized my hands were all cut up, like 1,000 paper cuts. And I'm thinking, what in the world is going on here? And I realized it's the legs. Anytime I would touch a leg, it would cut me. So that was the worst part. So just a file or some sand, 100 grit sandpaper or something eases those sharp edges. You have to be careful with that too. If you're rubbing the sandpaper on this edge and it slips off, you go with your hand.
Your whole hand
get cut really bad.
But it took me exactly 1 season and I got rid of that small extractor and bought a bigger extractor. So,
But for the money, like this little two frame, and two frame is pretty small, but that's the only one I could get into. Uh, it's like $250 or something. That's Canadian dollars. So that's coffee money for you guys.
yes, the Starbucks, Timmy's.
So affordable. And I'm not a big offshore fan. I like to buy domestic when I can.
Yeah, you got the Max will definitely do a good job for you, DC. It's a nice sturdy piece of equipment.
Yeah, I'd love to have a Max 48.
But it's just like I think a lot of the equipment that's from overseas, don't be fooled. They have good equipment overseas too, like more heavy duty equipment. It's expensive. And then by the time you add the shipping and the import and everything on it, it kind of prices it out.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I mean, when it comes to like that last convention over there overseas, I mean, honey, honey business over there is big,
Right.
in Europe.
Well,
you got License and a couple different other brands. I mean, they got a
Well,
lot of.
you look at people like Richard Knoll and Black Mountain Honey, right? Those guys, they have to make money somewhere to be able to afford them big honey houses and stuff they're building. They're doing something right over there. So I don't think I'll ever get to that point to be able to build the place. Never say never, but at this point, I don't see it in my future to have something that large. I mean, I can't with one guy by myself. It's everything I can do to just keep my equipment going, processing honey, right? So it's obviously the dream list would. I would really like to have one of those license lines, the 40 line, but never going to happen because first of all, I know me, and I'll never have $40,000 to buy one. So that's kind of the thing. A Vivo, yeah.
But you do have to size things a reasonable size because if you got 2 colonies and you bought a 60 frame Cowan line, you wouldn't get any honey because all of your honey would be used up in filling the machine, and it would be
stuck in the lines,
stuck
right?
to the sides everywhere, right?
Well, we had that discussion. You said it earlier. Every bucket, every time you empty a bucket and like fill another bucket, you're losing honey every time because you can't get it all out.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you wash a pail or I make a batch of creamed honey, there's always some that doesn't get into the jars, right? I can't scrape out or whatever.
People ask me from time to time to say, "Oh, can you just pour me one of these? Pour me one of those?" No. I can't. Oh, well, how come? Really? Have you ever taken a 5-gallon pail of honey and tried to pour some of it out? It's a huge mess.
Right.
You don't just do that.
It's
I don't have a tank of warm honey sitting.
Well, that's like a lot of different here, like Mike Berry and a couple of them. They bought those. What's them separator tanks called?
Clarifiers.
You got to have 20 some gallons of honey in them things, and for them to actually work properly.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that kind of volume coming out of your extractor, that thing ain't going to work good for you at all.
Yeah, exactly. So here's a comment. That's a really great comment. However, do you see this white stuff?
Right. Nothing's flying.
Where are the bees that are going to clean those pails for me? I've probably 9 months of the year that it's impossible to let the bees clean it out. Right. So
yeah,
when I can, I do.
It becomes a storage issue if you're just leaving remnants in there to take it out in the spring for them to get
Well,
to
I'm
too.
not going to store, 200 sticky pails just so I can let the bees clean them out in the spring.
Right. That's true. It's all, it's all size and things, right? A lot of times, obviously, here, if I'm the first few pails that I fill up, I put right in my bottling tank, right? Because I usually need it by then to fill up honey jars. And then after that, I'll take those buckets out and let them clean them. Clean up the buckets there in the house. That's funny.
Hey, Jack. The net.
But
Yeah.
Yeah, you're full of good ideas. They won't even touch it if I put it in the shed where they're stored.
That's too far of a flight. If
Just
it ain't
give
like,
me, I'll ask my wife if I can bring a few hives in the house.
I saw a video. One guy one time was putting hives inside, not on his porch. Not that guy. Not the guy that
Peaceful Mind.
That was that crazy guy on my talk show.
Yeah, he did come on your show.
Hives in the bedroom or something.
He hives in his extra bedroom and leaves the window open so they can fly out.
What about
Okay.
what's that guy up north there that won't let you comment?
Peaceful Mind.
Huh?
A peaceful mind. But his mind is not that peaceful if you've ever listened to
Well,
his...
not at all.
No, he's
not at all.
He's out there.
He's a troubled
And then I
individual.
think the last time I looked at him here, sort of recently, in the last several months,
He's doing trains.
I think
Electric.
he lost a ton of his hives.
Yeah, but
all of them.
I can tell you, I didn't even see the video. I can tell you what he said.
Yep.
He said it's the pesticides.
Somebody else's fault.
Farmers are it has nothing to do with him. It's just the pesticides on the farmer's field.
And one of the other videos he did was I got this new thing, it's oxalic acid, and I'm like, man, where have you been at?
I recommended he moved 4 years ago. DC, I'll tell you what, you are. This is not a negative thing that I'm getting ready to say. It may sound negative, but I cannot go into any live stream on any video for any beekeeper and DC not be in the chat when I get there. I mean, it was some random guy that has like 13 subscribers, and I saw it was a beekeeping title, and he was live, and I went in there, and DC was in the chat, and I was like, holy moly, man, you know them all these beekeepers.
Yep, he knows them all. DC's a social guy. He loves to hang out with us.
He's laughing. I'm sorry. No, you're addicted, man. We need to put you in a 12-step beekeeping program.
Don't listen to him, DC. We love you.
DC is everywhere for sure. That's not even a joke. But yeah, so I'm excited as it gets closer. And you know what? I think, here's the question. Does he have greater or less than 1% battery life? What's the over-under?
Oh,
I got eggnog season.
Eggnog season.
Eggnog.
Cheers,
Cracking
Ian.
vegan eggnog, you bet.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Good to see you. What you been up to, Mr. Stepler?
Well, today, last couple days, I've been making my way around paying my honey yard rent. So I have 25, almost 30 landowner. No, 25 guys. So tomorrow I should finish. So that'd be good. I like to get it done before Christmas because a lot of people bake for Christmas and they're looking for their honey, and they like to give honey out for gifts, to family and everything. And everybody's always asking.
So that's your rent is honey?
My rent's honey. Yeah. I give them some honey.
I need
and
some.
And an hour visit while you're there.
That's why it takes so long. Yeah, you stop in and we're neighbors, and it's a lot. It's good. I like it. Yeah, it's a touching base with the neighbors. Nothing wrong with it. Just it takes forever. That's why I leave it for this time of year, because I'm so busy and I don't have time to sit around and talk, but I have time to sit around and talk this time of season.
Yeah.
There he is. I was waiting. I didn't see your camera,
Hey,
Doug.
Doug.
I was just listening to a webinar, so I had my camera shut off.
Thought you might have mooned us when we came on. That's why I had to wait for the camera to come in.
Interesting webinar on European foul brood by Michigan State University.
Okay.
He used to work there.
Is that a recent video?
It was just live tonight.
Oh, okay.
So Ian, when's your trip over to the UK?
We're going to leave on the 19th of February, and then I speak on the 21st, 22nd, and we are going to travel. So I'm not sure where we're going to go. We'll probably just get lost in the countryside somewhere and spend 5 days just to ourselves.
Sounds like a plan.
Should get back March 1st, I think is the idea. I'm just starting to plan all this, so looking forward to it. Well, that's for sure.
It's so your year almost is one, even when it's not beekeeping season, is still almost 100% beekeeping.
Aren't we all?
I mean,
well, farmers, I mean, we're passionate about what we do, aren't we?
He's either keeping bees or worrying about them.
yeah,
there's that. Yeah.
Well, I was just talking to the guys here in the next month and a half. I've got to be getting them ready to make splits already. So right around the 1st of February.
Too soon for me. I like to take a bit of time off. Yeah, so-called time off.
Well, I mean, I've technically had time off, right, for a few months that really haven't been doing much with the bees, giving them some feed, and that's about it. Checking in on them occasionally, and other than that, they got to do what they got to do. But they look pretty good today when I was out there, other than all of the frames that I'm going to have to cull from leaving them just sit out in the bee yard. Wish I had a garage that I could just put them all in there and pull them all back out again, but I don't have that. So every year it's waxing and re-giving it to them again. Letting them
I was in
build
the
it.
shed today after Brad sent me some photos of his beehives. I went in there to see what's going on in mine, and I don't have any bearding like yours, Brad, but the bees are nice and cozy. I've swept 2 garbage bins of floor droppings, which is not a lot. I have 1,700 colonies in there, so there's not a lot going on in the shed, but the fans are on high. It's like -10 or -11, so there's a lot of air exchange. That's telling me they look pretty good. Yeah, so just leave them the heck alone. I started cracking lids, and I told myself, stop it. I gotta get out of there.
And then we'll watch on his vlog this week, and it'll say, "Oh, let me check just one more."
Yeah,
Just one more.
yeah. How is the snow up there, Brad? Are you getting snow your way?
Yeah, it's been kind of very, very light snow for a couple of days now. So
Yeah.
we got 3 inches or so.
Okay,
No.
yeah, we might have a little bit more. The roads are pretty heavy here. They're about half a foot. How about you, Doug?
I got about a foot of snow the last 2 days, but about 40 miles west of us, it's a skating rink.
Oh, no.
Highway was closed, burden to the border.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gross. Yeah, we're not
So
going to
that's
get
what
that, thank goodness.
That's what I was looking at in the shed. I was took that picture, showed Ian, and I said, "What in the world's going on here?" Great big beard right in the middle.
Now I noticed on that colony that and it probably doesn't mean anything. I'm just making an observation that those hives are all the way up against each other, where the ones on top looks like about 1 inch from the photo in between the colonies.
No,
Do you think that
there's not really a lot of space between any of them? No, they're not warm. It's 4 degrees in there.
Funny, it's just
Yeah, if I was a betting man, I'd say I bet you that colony's brooding. That's first thing come to mind. I bet you they're vacating because they can't manage the internal temperature and they're kicking guys out the front.
Yeah, yeah, Doug. There's 44 in there, and there's this one, and this one. So this is one shot of that one, and that's the front. So I think there's a hole in the box, which these crappy boxes have a lot of holes in them. So
You
it's
haven't,
got a good beard there too. But
you
that's it. Out of 44, there's 2.
you haven't got any treatments in the boxes?
Nope.
Yeah, funny.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I thought. It's 4 degrees, and I thought this great big beard. It's like, what's going on?
And by the looks of the forecast, they'll be going back in.
Well, it shouldn't get any colder in there.
That's more bees than I saw in my whole apiary in that one thing today. I just had a little tiny cluster on one entrance of one nuke in the front yard today. So,
But of course, to go back to that, Ian said, "What is the box full of bees? Is that all the bees in the front, or is the box full of bees still?" And of course, the one first one I showed you has got a pallet on top of it. I can't really get at it, but the other one was right on top, so I did look down the hole, and yeah, I took the plug out, and bees started pouring out of it. So I think it's just congestion.
Yeah.
Which I guess is good, nice and big and healthy.
Yeah, keep an eye on it. You might have to give them some fondant or something like that later
Yeah,
on.
as long as they don't eat themselves to death. Yeah.
Yeah, especially if they're brooding. Then
I'll get in there after Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
grab a drink, fellas.
Maybe that styrofoam indoors just keeps it a little too warm inside.
Well, Doug, I've always wondered about that because all of the sciencey stuff that we have been given talks about an ideal temperature for the shed, but it's assuming you're in wooden boxes, right?
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if that polystyrene in the shed is maybe keeping them a little too elevated.
Could be. They're not all like that though.
No, like I said, out of 44, there's only the 2.
Yeah.
But there's 6 in wooden boxes, and none of those are bearding either. So who knows? I've wintered those polys inside a lot, so I have never had any big problems with starvation or anything. So hey, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
So I don't, I'll just put a pin in it, and we'll see how things turn out in the spring. If they look light later on, then we'll give them some feed.
Russell, I am at max capacity right now for StreamYard.
Bummer. Russ doesn't get on very often.
Well, my battery's just about to run low here, so he just have him hang tight.
Go figure. Go figure.
Maybe Santa will bring you a new phone, Ian.
Yeah.
Ian, I just upgraded my phone.
Everybody updated their phone except Ian.
Yeah, mine's still the old one.
Updated his phone in quite some time.
I think mine's 5 years old.
I think my daughter might have a spare iPhone I have to send you. It's updated from yours, I'm sure.
Thing is, this is an iPhone mini, and I just love this phone. I don't want to give it up. But my camera is going crap, and my battery's running on me, and it's just having trouble doing what it's supposed to do. Although I'm here talking to you guys, so it's doing what it needs to do right now.
So is it form factor? You say it's a mini. Is it compact? Is it small?
It's a smaller model, yeah. Apparently, it wasn't very popular. My kids telling me if I traded in, I'd get a $100 whatever coupon because they wanted to trade them in because they're so unpopular. But I just love this little thing. It fits my perfectly.
I always go
text with my thumb.
Old man eyes and big thumbs. I always go for the big, big phone.
Amazon has iPhone 13 minis, $242.
Oh,
they'll send you a new one. It's unlocked. You just take it to your phone provider and say, "Put all this stuff on here," and they'll keep your phone number and everything.
I might do that.
And there's a 12 mini for $200. That depends which one you got.
Yeah, I don't even know. I think it's a 12. I don't know. It's an iPhone.
This webinar on European foul brood that I was taking part in, their survey tells me 30% of the hives in the States have infection. They say you pretty well live with it. You manage it. You don't eradicate it.
30% of the hives in the States have it?
Yeah.
And we don't know it or what?
I guess if you haven't been testing for it. But like they said, one of the ways they've been trying to control it is shook swarm. But they found the adult bees actually carry the disease, so that's not getting rid of it.
Oh, really? Huh.
And it's highly infectious. Your hive tool, they say it can live on your hive tool for 2 or 3 years even. On your clothing.
I don't know. I mean, here in Maryland, I don't think we've had maybe one case in 5 years. I think, you know. I don't know.
You're talking a European foul brood, right? Hey, Doug?
Yeah, European.
Yeah.
Oh,
boy.
European. Okay. I'm thinking American foul brood.
Okay. No, it didn't sound real good. They're working on ways to eradicate it in the hive, but they've got nothing that really works. 10% bleach solution will kill it. But
Well, we
that's
use oxalic acid for everything else. Couldn't we use it as actual wood bleach and bleach the inside of our colonies? Would that kill it?
not according to them.
10% bleach. That's pretty strong.
Yeah.
Next we're gonna be using pool chlorine. That's what they use to clean the like fences, mold and stuff off the fences, kill it.
I don't know. It's always sound like I always heard that European was sort of a due to stress of the bees, you know, whether it be humidity or some issue inside the hive. I had it one time, I don't know, 10 years ago. I mean, I killed the hive out, and somebody said, no, you didn't have to do all that. When I said, I don't know, it smelled like it was about half rotten. I went ahead and just got rid of the frames and, you know, bagged them up and took the hive, you know, and just got rid of all the, and took soap and killed the bees and all. And been done with it.
Yeah. The one presenter said if you had one hive, you know, you could kill the hive, burn it, the stuff. But she says if you have it in one hive in the yard, you probably have it in every hive in the yard.
Yep.
And it will kind of control itself. They say it kind of peaks up until about June, and then from June on, it'll kind of fade in the background. But
Now, what will that? I don't know that much about it. What signs actually show in the colony that would tell you would have something to look for like that?
Well, I guess it has quite a few different signs, but if your brood is starting to twist, is a pretty good indication that
It's not nice and white and it's twisted.
Yeah,
it's a larval.
It gets clear too, eh?
Yeah.
It gets kind of like a gray look to it. You know, the far as like a fully developed larvae before it's ready to cap.
What about if your brood is like brownish looking? Have you seen that before? Is that anything?
It didn't really show that.
It ain't ropey, is it?
No.
Well, and Charlie, I was just going to say that's a good point. It's important to know that European foul brood is a larval disease. American foul brood is a pupal disease, right?
Yeah, because the American foul brood will get that kind of rope. It'll string out like snot. You might say.
If you're seeing pupa like that, it's not European foul brood.
Says European foul brood, a bacterial disease affecting honeybee larvae, causing them to die, appear discolored, yellow, or brown, and look melted or curled in their cells.
Yeah.
They said really the two easiest ways, it was the larva would start to twist and it gets
Yeah.
a clear, opaque appearance.
You
Probably
see them sticking, the end of the larva sticking up
Yeah,
quite a bit instead of nicely curled up in the bottom.
like it will die and turn into a scale in the bottom of the hive and stuff
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
But more or less what they're saying is you just manage it and live with it.
Used to be, I think you could put some antibiotics in there, but I never did all that.
Oxytet is what you use to control it.
Well, Bob Binney had a concoction that he used that seemed to really work for him.
Yeah, I remember that video. Somebody told him
It
to
was
do
essential
it.
oils, wasn't it?
Huh?
It was just different essential oils, I think.
It was essential oils, and he put it in there, and he said it swore it actually, within 3 or 4 days or so many week or a week or something, it was gone.
Yeah, I remember something.
And he gave, if you search for that video, he gave the recipe for what he was doing.
They said feeding pollen doesn't help the situation. Probiotics don't help it either.
Roy says, does chalk brood take on some signs of EFB?
Well, it's a larval stage as well, but they turn in little chalky mummies,
Yeah,
and you usually will see something with chalk brood. You'll see the mummies sitting outside.
I think it was camphor oil and some,
Yeah, camphor oil was in there.
maybe some thiamol or something. I don't know. I mean, they talk about these, what is it, microbial things that are out there. They say it helps on certain things, but I don't think the science is out there yet for it all.
they said Saskatchewan is doing a lot of work on eradicating it out of the hives, but I haven't seen anything out of the bee here about it at all.
Is it a big problem in your area?
I don't know.
I mean, I had it that one time in that one hive, and I've never seen it since.
Well, according to these two people in Michigan, you're going to see it again. They said it's 30% of the Americans have it. And with the population of hives in the areas down there, sooner or later it's going to infect.
Yeah,
Maybe
I saw that too, Brent.
Maybe that's what killed all the bees out in California.
How'd you guess?
Yeah, I have to go refill my glass. It's cracking season.
That's the so yeah, I mean, for me, it's time to put Operation Canada into effect here pretty soon. I'll throw on some patties when the beetle, we don't have beetles, that many beetles this time of year. So it'll be time to Operation Canada, where I start throwing patties and feed on to get them through.
Money. Eh?
Yep, that's the it worked. It worked well in the past for me. It's basically different than anybody else around here. They're not doing that early, but for me, if you're making splits in a month and a half or 2 months from now, like Valentine's Day, right around Valentine's Day, which it's still 2 months away, right? But you need to have them ready to split in 2 months, so you have to start ahead of that. So it'll be time to put that in.
I'm gonna drop off, guys. I'm being called over. Yep. Nice to see
All
you
right.
guys here.
Right, Ian.
Well, he doesn't. He's not in for long goodbyes, is he? All right, gotta go. Click. Out.
Okay, Coop. Your space is open. Come on in.
Hope says he's starting this week. So yeah, it's going to be that time. to start giving them some nutrition. No, I'm not sending my bees anywhere. Nobody would want my bees. I don't have enough to send them anywhere. I wish I did have enough to send them someplace because they're getting paid early in the year. So what you been doing, Mike?
I had internet put in my shop today.
Ooh, exciting.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe this winter we can have a shop bee chat.
Yeah,
Sounds
we could have
like a
wood shop
plan.
live between us.
Let's see. I'm
I
trying
cleaned
to
out my shop and I actually got my tractor in there.
I need your tractor in mine to clean mine out.
He just bulldozed the whole
There's
thing.
Corey.
Push it in a corner and then straighten it out later.
My son's
Yeah.
got one of those mini satellite dishes. He's working on setting it up at the honey house. And then we've got thermometers in there so we can check the temperature. Because
Yeah.
we don't live in the yard, and
Yeah.
with winter the power can fail. So we're working on monitoring the temperature in there.
You guys getting that SpaceX one or whatever?
Yeah, he's got the mini. Well, he's got the big one and he's got the mini too.
I saw a local Walmart. They're selling that now. That's set up. Corey's in there. But the Brad, you don't have much woodworking going on coming up?
Not yet. Hopefully I start soon. My shop gets overtaken by other projects and then puts things off. But maybe, is it Tuesday? Maybe by the end of the week I can get into something. I want to build a few more of those little crates. I told a buddy I'd build some for him. Start with that. Got to build a few frame assembly jigs. There's a bunch of stuff on deck for myself.
Right.
So
I got nothing. I'm trying to just do inventory. I got stuff everywhere. That makes it very difficult to inventory what you got.
It absolutely does. And that's, I typically try to stay organized, and I'm getting worse at it every year, I think, as I get older. And but it's so important, to be able to look at a stack of boxes. And it's like, do I have enough?
Right.
But I've got a bit fewer colonies now, so I have plenty of equipment overall.
That's I've got boxes. So, every year, I guess I'm at the point now where, I don't have a wax dipper. So everything I've got is painted or some other treatment on it. And it's at that point to where about 5 years in, 6 years in, it's starting to show its signs of wear and termite damage and everything else.
Don't worry about the equipment, Bob. It's when you start showing signs of wear that you gotta get serious.
I've already got that. I've already got that down pat. I didn't even get to go out and sell honey this last weekend because it was raining all weekend. James Knoll, batch number 2 of creamed honey. Good job. I've got I made some more bourbon vanilla creamed honey this last week, and I did a little bit of lemon. And it's amazing. I still have people, even when it's pouring down rain, like they'll just Google, and all of a sudden they're at my house looking for honey. So I did sell a little bit of honey, just not at my table.
That's good. You're getting them trained.
Yeah. One person, it was kind of interesting. He was an older gentleman, like probably would have been my dad's age, right? that came up, but he was German. He's from Germany, so we got to speak the native language for a little while, and he ended up buying some honey. I think he bought $30 or $40 worth of honey, and then stayed for a little while, and then was gone. So, but hopefully they come back. They're learning where I'm at by Google. Google is helping for the most part. Charlie, what you got? Ice cream tonight? You took a play out of Bill's playbook? Half-gallon ice cream on the desk?
Yeah, something like that. I got some.
Let's see, Mark Miller's there. We got one spot, guys, if anybody wants to come in. So what you got coming next, Mike? What you got to do next?
Oh, I still have to go finish wintering my hives. I just haven't felt like it.
Winter is upon you.
Oh, it was 2 this morning. Who wants to go out there?
2 degrees.
Yeah.
Man,
That'll be good now.
It's
I don't
30.
need to put. I fill my rapid rounds with sugar, but they don't need it till February or so, anyway. So.
I took that picture today, Mike.
Nice.
So
Someday
that's
you're gonna
what's
get
going
some
on
snow.
here. A few inches of snow out there.
Might be.
We got 8 or 9 the other day.
We've got nice
Another one.
insulating snow, but I think if the wind gets up, it'll be pretty wicked.
Mm.
Very light stuff.
I don't know if we got any more due this week.
I got. This is the amount of bees that I saw in my yard today. Less than Brad's. That's what I had on a landing board of a nuke hive.
that's a licensed hive.
Yeah, it's a licensed nuke. That's it. That's the only bees I saw flying today.
I ordered some stuff off Better Bee today.
From Better Bee?
Yeah, I ordered 30 pairs of those latches.
Oh, so you can latch everything together. I'm
going to make some mediums and some for cut comb and stuff. And instead of buying their boxes, I bought their latches.
Yeah, I still have. I mean, it's weird because that colony was the only colony that I had out there in 100% poly. Like, I've got poly deeps, but the second box is wooden. But that was the only one that had was 100% poly, and it was the only one that had bees on the outside today.
Well, it kind of shows you that the insulation, you got a warm interior, and they're coming out.
Yeah, and they weren't when I first went out there. They were not. As when I was clean, I've been doing some cleanup in the yard, picking some stuff up, and it is starting to get better.
I had a visitor.
Bear?
Oh. A little doggy.
Is that a wolf?
Or a coyote?
I think it's a coyote. He just stops and looks around. That was 3:46 a.m. yesterday. Big excitement.
At least you got movement in your bee yard.
Yeah. There's another one here somewhere.
Yeah, Brian, I did my thermal camera Saturday, and they're all looking good.
I got so I just stacked up another pallet right there today. and I've got 2 more pallets full of boxes. So got boxes. I just need to go through and check the comb and cut comb and all that good stuff. Scrape comb off if it needs to be, and re-wax it and get it ready to go.
Here's the out yard. 3 p.m. on the 7th. Little doggy over in the corner there.
What is that? A
Coyote.
Okay.
coyote? Or a
Might
big-
be the same coyote.
I don't know. It looks like a
Oh.
big bushy tail. Is that a fox or?
It always looks like a fox, but it's pretty big. That's 10 miles away, so I don't think it's the same coyote. Well, it almost looks foxish, doesn't it? Look as slender
Yeah.
in the center.
Is that a big old tail?
Yeah, big
Too
fox.
Too big for a fox.
That's what I think. Eh? It looks big for a fox. So, is that a coyote, Doug?
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Nice dark one.
So is a coyote sort of a same from? I mean, a coyote and a wolf. Wolf is like a dog, a regular dog.
Wolf's a lot bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah,
coyote.
coyote's not very big.
A big coyote is 50, 60 pounds. Big wolf be over 100 pounds.
Yeah.
Mm.
I did have this in one of my empties today.
We can have that.
It got hive tool tested, but it looked dead anyway. So
What is it?
Black Widow.
Black Widow.
It is a black widow. They always have red on them.
Yeah, that's a male.
I don't know if I've ever seen one.
I don't
I
think
don't
they'd
see
wake
many.
Grover up in your place very well. I've never seen one up here.
But just let you know when you're going through your old equipment out in the yard, be careful. You never know what you're going to get. Let's see.
Has it been cold too, Brad, up there, or just snowy?
It was pretty cold last week, but it warmed up. I put off all my outdoor chores until today, until it warmed up a bit. Yesterday was fairly warm too. Of course,
Weird.
it warms. It starts warms here. It starts snowing.
Phil
Did you
says
get that rain, Doug?
We were 25 yesterday and we're -7 today.
25.
-25 yesterday.
Minus 25. Yeah.
That's -13 American.
Phil
So
says
no rain. You said you were going to get rain.
40 miles west of me, it's raining.
Crazy.
A guy on Facebook posted he stopped to help a stranded, somebody hit the ditch and it was on a little bit of a hill. He got out of his car and he had to get back in it. He said when he put it in park and got out, it started to slide down the hill by itself. It's that
Yeah.
icy.
Yeah. Lucky he could actually get out.
Yeah, a
I've
lot.
done that. Stop on the road and you get out, for reasons, right? And you can't even stand on the road.
No.
Hi, Grandpa.
You off to bed?
Yeah.
Okay. Sleep in the morning.
you got the baby.
Got 2
Good
granddaughters
night.
tonight. See ya.
The Phil says it tickles me when I see folks provide upper entrances for snow, and then I see that Manitoba beekeeper Asian fellow cover his over in a giant wrap and pile snow on top of it. I've seen that guy too. I'm not sure what his name is.
The guy I'm thinking of, he's north of Ian. Like north of Ian quite a ways, but he's out that direction.
Let's see. We've got brown recluses down here, and we've got I don't know. I've never seen a brown widow, but and I didn't really see many black widows here before, so that's kind of a new development too.
I'm kind of lazy. I let Mother Nature bury the hives.
Yep. That's the one thing I don't like about my, this setup here is there's not much snow stays in that area. It
Yeah.
blows through. I wish they were near the trees, but I don't want them near the trees in the spring. When I go to, when they come out of winter, then I don't want to have to move them.
I'll see you in the morning.
The now you got your pallet windbreak. Does that work pretty well?
Well, I think it makes a difference. It's not, it doesn't stop all the wind, but I think it just breaks some of that ground level wind.
And does it stop drifts from building up around your colonies that way? Coming from that way?
It'll make some snow drift in, but they're a long ways from the colonies. So there's never more than, maybe 10 inches of snow tops in that area. Usually not even that much.
The let's see, it's 9:18.
Yeah, you want to leave the snow. Don't take the snow off. Good insulation and.
The only thing is, Paul from How High's there. He don't know snow. He's down in Louisiana. You get maybe 3 flakes if you get that.
My snow comes down in liquid form.
I wish.
Let's see. Let's see. Kind of trying to keep up with the chat a bit.
Should let me watch that.
Yeah, I know. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I talked to Brad a little while ago, and I was like, I don't even know. I don't even really feel like doing live tonight. He's like,
look at a great crowd we got tonight.
We do. It's like it's the best crowd we've had in weeks, and I'm like, tonight. But that's just this time of year. It's kind of. It feels like
the winter blaws.
Yeah, you start talking about beekeeping, and there's nothing we can do, right? None of us, even me, being down here, there's not much to do. So there's just, hey, what's your bees doing? Oh, they're in the box until spring. What about you? Oh, mine are in the box too until spring. Yeah, so it's just a lot of time.
I can do this or this.
Right.
Got some nice little clusters here, Brad.
Yeah, you like that?
What's that all about?
I don't know what they're doing.
You spill some honey on the front?
No.
Did you look for a queen in there?
No.
Did they swarm in your building and land back on the box?
Yeah, I guess so, eh? So that's my options for beekeeping. Go look at the hives in the bee yard covered in snow, or go look at the hives sitting in the
building
bee shed. That's the options. Yeah, you don't want to touch that. You touch that, boy, they're
going to be mad
after you pretty fast.
And I think that's the only reason those bees came out that I saw today, because I was right near them, picking up frames and moving boxes and scraping them and stuff like that, right? My wife asked me today, she came out there when I was scraping frames. I said, yeah, this is the biggest problem because I got to pressure wash these all down. She's like, couldn't you just put them in the dishwasher? I said, I could put them in the dishwasher. However, it would probably break the dishwasher and probably melt the foundation, unless I took all, no heat. But then it'd be nastiness in there, right?
So
I wonder I mean,
Not
I
a
don't know.
very good picture, but I pulled that feed plug. Just Ian was asking me, "Is there bees in the box?" I pulled that feed plug. And yeah, there's bees in there.
Good.
So anyway,
That's, I mean, as far as that though, I mean, that's a good sign to have a bunch of bees in there, right? I mean,
I
you would
guess
think.
he just said that maybe there was just a late brood emergence, and they were kind of full. What do you think, Doug?
I was wondering if you could take a camera and get an idea of the population in them.
Like
Scope camera?
That sounds like a dare or something.
Yeah, I can
Right,
take
there
one
you
of
go for that.
them scopes.
it'll be the first time Brad doesn't use short pants to look in his colony.
Yeah. I'll be wearing. I'll
Chances
be
are
dressed
this
up
time
like
of year
Darling.
you'd have to wear long pants over there to put the short pants on.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just wondering if it's plugged full of bees to where it gets too warm.
Yeah. I should stick my my little
Scope.
heat gun. Look at that cluster and see how hot that is.
Yeah,
Do you have a scope that you could slide in there? Like one of them little scope cameras?
Yeah, I do. I just see bees, though. I'm sure
You have to start on the outside and work
it's hard to
in.
get it in there when there's so many bees. It's hard to, make them get out of the way.
It's Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's, and then build up season before you know it. Exactly. That's what I was saying. Danae says, "Double dog dare you, Brad? You know you can't pass up a double dog dare."
Okay, well, you better watch this week's video then. We'll see what we can do.
Them's like fighting words when someone
Yeah.
double dog dares you.
That's a challenge. Challenge accepted.
And that wasn't it from the Christmas story when he
Yes,
said
it
he
was.
double dog dared him, and he's like, then he stuck his tongue to the pole.
Oh yeah, yeah.
here it's Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, and then 3 months of sledding.
And then first thaw, and then second thaw, and then maybe
It's winter and then still winter and then almost not winter but still winter, and then some more winter, and then
maybe
late
it'll come
winter,
back. Yeah,
and then early spring, which is actually still winter.
Have you heard from the man on his boat down south?
oh, he's back home now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he only went for like 3 weeks, 3 weeks.
Oh, he doesn't go for the whole winter?
Not yet, I don't think. I'm sure he probably will go back, I would imagine.
He's a fantastic napper, Brad.
Well,
Oh,
I think people years he's 95 years old.
I do that anyways.
Yeah,
I don't need to be old to do it.
yeah. I bet you he sleeps more than 23 hours a day. He's not awake very much. And if I'm sitting in this chair, boy, he's got to be on top of me. I don't mind. I cherish every minute.
I love the little high five he gives you.
Yeah.
I got a
Well, high
question.
five. You high five?
I got a question for the chat. Did anybody in the chat use the simple comb? And if they did, what was their luck with it? How did it do for them? You know, the little cartridges that you put in the medium frame to make comb honey.
Is that what it was? I thought that was that plastic comb that the bees used.
Do
No,
they call that simple comb too?
No, there's something else.
Permacomb.
Permacomb?
I don't know. All I
Yeah.
know is I knew people that used it and they wouldn't work it, and it's because they put it in upside down.
Oh,
They're tapered
Simple
just
comb
like a regular.
is that comb honey product.
Yeah, it's the plastic it's basically a clamshell that you put in there, right? Back, and they stick back to back. So we tried it, didn't work out well.
Half comb. I think it makes a half comb product, right? So your package ends up being half the comb. I used that when I started beekeeping. There was a product in the store called a BioPack, and it made smaller sections, but it was exactly the same thing. It was a clamshell product that they
and then you
would
take
cut.
it out and you just close it up, and it's supposed to be ready.
Well, sorta. This had a separate lid, so you'd take the whole sheet thing out of there, and then snap it apart into different sections, and then put a lid on them.
Charlie, I think you're thinking about Better Comb.
Is that what it was?
That synthetic comb that you would clamp into your thing, where they wouldn't have to build the comb out, and it was made out of some other kind of.
Yeah, it was, and I don't know. There was a lot of controversy about it.
Well, down here they said that it would sag in the frame when they got hot, that it would start basically melting. I just saw that they got a Navi 10% off for the show thing.
I tried jars inverted on a top.
How'd that work?
It didn't.
Yeah. I've heard that from a lot of people.
Yeah, it was a waste of time. I put wax in the jars too, and waste of time and a waste of jars.
Yeah, because once you put the wax in there, you can't really use those jars for anything after that.
Nope.
Put some real hot water with washing soda in there. That'll clean it, Doug.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at Simple Comb, SIMPLKOMB. Yeah, that's that plastic thing, and I seen some reviews on the internet, and it wasn't very good.
I used that in the big wax melter, Brad. I got my melter on a pellet, picked it up with the tractor, and took it outside. Sure worked good.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of discovered that by accident. I put that stuff in my melter a few years ago, and then I rinsed it out, and it was like brand new after I'd been rendering frames. So there's all kinds of slum and stuff stuck to it.
Well, I had it on a pellet and just took it to a slough beside the honey house and opened the big valve, and it was nothing to cleaning it out then.
Yeah.
You have to have the new frames because they don't fit
traditional frames.
What's the difference?
What's traditional frames?
Is that the thin plastic sheet that it's basically a clamshell, and it's folded backwards, and there's one on each side, and you have to wax them, and then the bees supposedly draw them out and store honey in it, and then when you're done, you just pop it out and close them up, and they're supposed to be good, ready to go.
I'm gonna try and get something to show you.
But yeah, there's a lot of different things. I'm just looking at things I can do to not have to buy 100 sheets of foundation because 100 sheets of foundation is like $180 now.
Or
for like Acorn or even Right Cell Foundation was like $180 on their website.
I think Deeps are 109 or so at the expo from Acorn.
That'd be great if I was going to the expo, and it'd be even better if I had the money to buy them. I'll have to do a GoFundMe for frames and foundation. Tough season, tough year.
Okay, I don't know if I can show you this, but this is a product that's not on the market anymore. It's called a BioPack. It's actually a whole frame.
Yeah.
It's got the little ears there. And so this is a medium depth. And then it's got 8 little sections to it. And the sections, you can't see. I can't hold it closer, it won't see it. Or maybe it will.
Do they snap together?
Yeah, they snap back to back. And
They have
and
their
then,
own frame mount.
yeah, see, it's got, you can't see it.
I've got 4
Oh, it's
boxes.
like a whole frame.
It's the whole thing.
It's a,
It's the whole thing.
Yeah, you
And then
snap together and you,
that little tray, I don't want to push it out, but it comes right out of there. It just snaps right out, and then
That
it's
looks like the same
disposable.
thing as Simplecom.
But it's disposable, right? Then the
it's got its own frame rest,
sisal is
Charlie.
disposable. So if
Cut-
you take
cut.
2 of them,
comes with its own lids too, eh, Brett?
yeah, that comes with a lid.
Yeah.
I got a cat here trying to get in on this. So the 2 of them, they snap in. I think they snap in back to back, don't they?
Yeah.
Somehow. So then you get a frame that's got 8 on one side and 8 on the other side. I know you can't see it very well, but that's just what it is.
I used one of them once. It worked not too bad, actually.
Yeah, you roll some wax on the bottom of the little tray. It's got
Yeah.
a honeycomb pattern on the tray. I've used them. It worked pretty good. I didn't
And that's-
realize I've got 4 of them here, so that would make 2 frames. I should use them up again.
And how many years ago do you figure you got those, or that they stopped being out?
Probably 8, 9 years.
And then they just come up, they redesigned the wheel and put it back out again.
I don't think this has anything to do with Simplecom.
They're very similar though.
But I mean, I don't think it's the company that decided to not make this and then make Simplecom.
Right.
I think they just quit making it altogether.
I think I got
Oh.
3 cases of them.
Is that right, Mike?
I got them in a purchase.
So
I
there's
looked at
4.
them and I said, plus the guy I probably have enough, probably 10 to 15 Ross round set up.
I should see if I've got lids, because that's sometimes the problem. You don't have lids or whatever. If I've got enough lids, there's
And then
4
what?
of
You
them
just
there.
cut them apart?
Just put your shrink
Or do
wrap
they break
over
apart?
it, hit it with the.
They
it
just
with
punch out. They're I don't know what to say. They're compromised around the thing, so they just punch out of the frame,
Oh,
and then the
okay.
frame is disposable.
I have a bunch of the Ross rounds, and I ordered some end bars for them. Ceracell makes
Yeah, I've got
an
some of
end
those.
bar that you can clip 2 of the Ceracells and make a deep out of them.
Yeah,
I've got some of those here somewhere in my vast mess of beekeeping stuff. Charlie's glitching in the matrix over there.
you know, and I found when I had the biopacks, and I only had the 1 year, so I'd sold them at my markets, and it's a small section, and it's a half comb, so it sells for a lot less money. But when I sold them at my markets, and I present this little tray with the lid to a customer and tell them what it is, and I can tell them the thing that I think made the big difference for the customer was that the bees made it in that tray. So,
No
I
human being ever touched
literally
it.
tell them I took the tray out of the hive and I put the little lid on it, and that's it. The bees, and the line I like to use with the customer is, the bees made that for you. Nobody has touched it.
Right.
It's between you and the bees. And that they really like that story.
Good night, Melanie. DC, I'm sure there's like 9 million videos on how to make lip balm on YouTube.
I don't think it's difficult. I think it's
No.
fiddly.
Two parts coconut oil, 1 part beeswax, and a little bit of vitamin E.
Nice.
And they make a tray that holds several tubes, and you just fill them up.
Yeah.
Then wipe them down and put your label on it. Because if you're like me, you're going to spill it.
Right there.
There you go. There you go.
I don't personally do it.
There you go, DC. There's your guy that does it. Right
I use
there.
it all the time. Especially in the winter up here.
Yeah, you'd need that snowmobiling.
Melanie said simple comb was a pain in the butt. It wouldn't stay put together. Although I did hear the second year they changed it some, but we weren't going to spend more.
I don't care for the price. It seems a lot of money.
Well, I just saw a bunch of YouTubers, like I think Bruce got them and some other people got them, and I don't know if they gave them some to do a video on or what. I was just curious if anybody had used them to see if it was worth its weight in gold.
I don't.
Brian uses the tagline "From the comb to the home."
I just don't see with simple comb. I like the idea, and I would do it in a minute, but I don't see how they really need to charge that much, and it seriously cuts into my margins on the comb. When you can buy an aluminum tray for 10 cents,
Right.
and put your section in there.
Well, I think doing it that way, your end product is more consistent. When they're building it in the comb, we've seen comb that's thin on one end and thick on the other end, and different.
Make no mistake, it's not consistent at all. It's the same thing. Like these Bia packs, you look at that and you think, well, there's 8 sections in there. Yeah, you're going to get 4 or 5 done right. And then the rest, what do you do? Because you have to snap the 4 or 5 that work. You have to snap them out. How do you reuse that? Now there's big holes there. Can you put that back in your hive? I don't think so.
And I think that's the reason why I haven't done like the hog half comb.
Yeah.
Because I really think it makes a nice product when they fill it all the way up and everything. However, you got to buy them in bricks of like 40.
Yeah.
And then what do? You just save up all the extra ones and tape them back together and put it back in there? I mean,
yes. And I totally get the problem they're trying to solve, because it is a big problem, and it's the kind of the most daunting thing about comb production is packing it, right? I spent a lot of time packing comb. I spent a lot of time cutting sections and getting them just right, putting them in the trays and whatnot. So a hog half comb is great. You take the little cassette out of there, snap the lid on, Bob's your uncle. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. How many more euphemisms can I find for that?
They're proud of them though. They're not cheap.
And again, I have to do the packaging, but my packaging is dirt cheap.
Ryan, how much do you charge for your lip balm when you sell it at a market or something? I've seen prices all over the place. He said he sold 50 of them in the last week. So I was curious.
I think Tom and them out there in Missouri sell it for like $4 or $5 a stick.
Yeah, my buddy gets 5.
Yeah, I don't think 5 is out of the question.
Brian says he sells his for $3.
Raise it $1. slow it down a little bit.
Yeah, there's so many things to do with beeswax. It's just time, right? Time and energy, and what you're set up, right?
But you got plenty of time, Bob.
Yeah. I'm not well, I mean, just look at it. I mean, you can make lotion bars, soap, beard balm, right? That goes in your beard, the board wax, the board butter stuff, you know. So there's all kind of, and that's just a few. I mean,
Well, it's like with me. I mean, I sell all my runny honey as fast as I can. You know, I don't have any problem selling it, so I don't need to make cream honey, or I don't go out to fairs or anything like that. So
yeah, but you have a storefront too. You got a business that people can come during the week, right? I could set up during the week. I just don't think that many people would come. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should set it up on a weekday just to see what happens, you know?
No, maybe. No, maybe.
Just set it up and see
Do it.
on a day when it's
well,
not.
do you keep is your honey for sale sign out there?
Yeah, my honey sign's out there all the time.
All the time? Well, that's the way mine is. Had a girl stop in today. Got 2 pounds.
Bill said he made 18 lotion bars and sold 15 the first day at $8.50 each, and they're 1.4 ounces a piece. So that's pretty good. Pretty good.
Go to a thrift store and buy one of those used coffee pots and use that for melting your wax.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, if you're using it just for wax, right? Just put the old carafe on there and melt it down.
Yeah.
How long do you figure it takes it to melt it down?
Long time.
Not that awful long. I would think probably an hour. And that'll be about 2 pounds of wax in it.
Let me give you the Vivor wax melter update.
The one that attacks you.
This
Vivor wax melter.
Yeah.
That's wax that exploded out of the top of the wax melter when I was pouring candles, and it was melting. It just went poof and shot a bunch of wax up, and most of it landed on my arm and on my shirt, so ruined. But more than that, I mean, that's you're looking at 140, 150 degree wax popping out of that thing. That could seriously injure you.
Yeah, that's nasty.
So, and that wax, as soon as it hits, it starts to cool. But not that fast. It just sticks to you, right? So it's not fun.
I have 2 coffee pots. One that is for candles and the other one's for lip balm. I think I paid $5 each for them at a thrift store.
Yeah.
Really, all you're using is the warming plate on it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it regulates that temperature pretty good. We did some experimenting here with a couple old coffee makers, and it ran about 80 C, which was, maybe a little warm, but pretty consistent. Hey there.
He found a spot and starts talking to us right away.
He was just off camera, and he decided to climb up. Mr. Buzzbuzz.
We can't tell if that's the cat or you need to eat, Brad.
I already ate. It's a cat. If I had to eat, I wouldn't be here. He's gonna live forever on live streams.
Right? He's forever on the internet.
Yeah.
So you're gonna repaint some of your equipment, Bob?
I got to figure out. I mean, some of it is beyond repair at this point, just because of termite damage and stuff. I mean, I'll try to do a video next time I go out there to show you what I'm talking about. I got a box I couldn't pick up because it looks nice on the outside, but you know, when they say don't paint the spaces that the bees go in, well, termites don't care about all that, right? They're just, I mean, you can just poke a hole through it. But it's yeah, some of them's pretty bad. But not a lot of them. But main thing is they'll eat the bottoms of the frames and stuff, and then the frames are just worthless at that point. So I've got to definitely figure out what I'm going to do for some frames, and I may have some. That's the problem. I've got boxes in my honey house that my son and I waxed frames last year. They never made it out of the honey house. I never needed them, so I might have some frames in there still that I can just do some juggling with. But you know, hopefully next year is nicer to me financially, and we'll just go from there. Try to replace some stuff as I need to. Yeah, the Man Lake covers, the migratory covers that I got, those things rotted out with a quickness. Even the ones that were copper naphthenate, they were pretty bad shape. But now the cheap ones that I got that were wax dipped, perfect. And I haven't used any of those yet. Well, I've used some of them, but not a lot of them. But they're still in good shape. Let's see. Looking at some of the stuff here. Well, guys, we got about 10 minutes to 10. And, you know, kind of wintertime blues here. Not much to say. So I was thinking I might cut it loose. What do you guys think?
Sounds good.
All right.
Whatever you want, Bob.
You're the boss.
You're in
You're
charge.
in charge. You're at the helm.
You're
You've got
driving.
the wheel. You're the
All right.
big
Well,
dog.
I'll tell you what, we'll go ahead and cut this live stream for this week. And, you know, hopefully we see you all back again next week. And as soon as things start happening where we can start doing things in the beehive, it'll get more lively, I'm sure, around here. And, yes, you see I got Bitcoin miners right back there. You see it right there, Gary. Bitcoin miners right there.
So if Bob disappears, you might know why.
If we disappear, I hit a block on my Bitcoin miner, and you know, then I'll just be the traveling guy that goes around to other beekeepers and looks at their stuff. All right, y'all. You guys have a good evening, and we'll talk
Night,
to you next.
everyone. Thanks, Bob.
Night, everybody.